In these clips, you're going to see just how soft and how much of a punk, right, your boy is, MAGA. That's right. Yeah. He completely capitulates to Putin. And let me ask you a question. You're negotiating to try to stop a war, right? How does somebody's wife come into the conversation? And Putin tells him he respects his wife more than he does him. Of course he does. Of course he does. Because he's a punk. It's a punk. And he completely capitulates to Putin and walks away. Remember all that bullshit nonsense where he's saying, I'll put him in a room and I'll stop the war in 24 hours. Yeah, right. How's that working out, MAGA? He's a punk. He's a prison punk. If he went to prison, they'd take his commissary. You know why? Because they can. Because he's soft. You know? Yeah. That's right. Yeah. What a punk. It turns out this dude's a complete punk. Oh, tough guy. Great negotiator. He's full of shit. He's a punk. It's what we call in the hood. We call them punks. That's right. Yeah. Now, what I don't understand is why these Democrats aren't hitting on that. That's what they need to do. And just expose him for how weak he is. You know, he runs around calling people losers, calling Gavin Newsom. Well, what the Democrats need to do is refer to him as stinky, like I do, instead of referring to him as the president. Because he stinks. He smells like an old diaper. That's right. And Gavin Newsom is not new scum. He's not scum, right? But guess what? Stinky does stink. That's a fact. And he does wear a diaper. And that's what they need to go after him 24/7 about that. That's right. Because that's how petty politics has gotten in this country. That's right. The days of Obama giving eloquent speeches are over. The days of unity are over. In one of these clips, he says, no, well, we don't want to help blue states. And then he subtly tries to backtrack. But here's the thing. Blue states support red states. Red states are takers. They're bums. They're toothless, meth-addicted trash. And I got a clip to prove that too. We don't harp on that enough, you know, as Democrats. We don't harp on that enough. We should. Because we pay for their meth. Red states are takers. We support them. And this whole deal about immigration, you know, there's this fallacy that we pay to support these immigrants. But that's bullshit. Because if we had a comprehensive immigration policy, we can get these people on legitimate payrolls, right? And collect even more taxes from them because they're producing for us. But it doesn't show up on paper because a lot of these companies pay these people under the table. Now, they want to talk about illegals. You know who's illegal? These companies that hire these people. And then they pay them under the table. Those are the illegals. Those should be the ones that these assholes go after, but they don't. You know? And here's the thing. Where are they going to get all of this tax revenue in order to pay for their big, beautiful bill? By the way, what the fuck's up with Big Beautiful Bill? That's fucking 5-year-old dialect. Nonsense. You see, that's what I mean about you gotta scrape the bottom in order to find the bottom. That's right, you know? And look at how petty and childish politics have gotten, where we're referring to a budget proposal as a big, beautiful bill. a big, beautiful bill. That sounds like something, the kids that they had in there talking to Bubble Guppy that embarrassed her, right? That sounds like something one of those kids would come up with. You see what I mean? You see where I'm going here? You see where I'm going here? Yeah. Now, I'm going to play you these clips, right, about Stinky showing how much of a punk he is, right? And then I'm going to play some clips of you seeing how unserious politics have become because we have had to dumb them down because we have a slack-jawed, functionally illiterate idiot, right, that half of this country worships. That's right. That's right. And it's about time these Democrats start taking the bull by the horn. So we're going to laugh a little bit at these clips, but just take in what I just said, let it marinate, and then think about it for a little while. Okay? All right? I'm going to let you guys go. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Enjoy the clips. Peace. Roll it. See what I mean? That's just nasty. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? That was an ad on Truth Social, right? How do people get to the point where they let their teeth get like that? Hey, Stinky, what happened?
The war in Ukraine in 24 hours.
Yes, I
How would you do that?
I know Zelensky very well.
Uh-huh.
End that war between those two countries in 24 hours. It won't even take that long.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. See this? See this? He wrote checks with his mouth that he couldn't cash. That's right. Because this is a punk. This is your great negotiator. Yeah. Uh-huh. The art of the deal. This is the art of fucking stupidity is what it is.
I will get the war ended. I'll stop all of those lives from being wasted and lost.
Yeah. Uh-huh. How about, yeah, no. Another fraud. Another fraud.
Liar. You're a fucking liar. Shut up.
Never said a liar.
Don't lie around now.
You lie.
You're a liar.
Whatever. That lying bitch.
Putin is mocking the hell out of Stinky. This motherfucker should get a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct and piling on Stinky. He makes Stinky look like a punk. Continue.
Laughing at him. And he didn't even just come back to Moscow. He spoke to him from a music school in an obscure place in South.
He's saying that Stinky's a punk because Putin emphasized the fact that he didn't even go back to Moscow to try to talk to him. He talked to him from a janky-ass music school in an elementary school in Russia. Hey, MAGA, your boy's a punk. Continue.
Russia.
And you think that matters too, where he took
Of
the
course,
call
politicians
from.
these days puts enjoys it. I mean, you can see the body language, this, and also dictator has to show his strength. He's playing, the.
So he's talking to him from a music school somewhere.
But it's also a message to Russians and to many others, just other dictators in the world. Trump is nobody. Look, I can play the American president as a broken guitar.
The moment when you back out like the sweet bitch that you are. Yeah. I'll get him in a room and I'll make him stop the war in 24 hours. They told you to go fuck yourself because you're weak. You're weak.
Big ego's involved, I tell you. Big ego's involved. But I think something's going to happen. And if
Something's going to happen. What are you talking about?
it doesn't, I just back away and they're going to have to keep going.
Something's going to happen, and if it doesn't, I'm going to back away. Yeah, because you're a punk. You're a punk. You're a punk.
Again, this was a European situation.
Nope. No, it isn't.
It should have remained.
So listen to this gas bag. Listen to him. This is he gets totally played.
To the First Lady, I would tell you she is very dedicated. In fact, if you look at just what I heard, Putin just said they respect your wife a lot. I said, what about me? No, they won't.
Nope. He has no respect for you. None whatsoever. And this mail order hooker, He puts naked pictures of her up on state media all the time. They can't stand you guys. They don't respect you at all. At all. Why do you think he wanted you to win the election? You fucking prick. You do-boy. You goddamn Russian plant.
They like Melania better.
Of course. Of course. He enjoys looking at her on state media. That's right, Stinky. That's right. And you're a punk. And you permit it because you have to take it. That's right. Because you're a punk. You're a pussy. You're soft.
That wasn't good. I don't know if that was
Yeah, that wasn't good, was it? Yeah, no. You're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment. Hey, MAGA, look at this guy. He's a punk. He's a punk. He's a pushover. He walks into walls. This functionally illiterate gas bag. Let me tell you something. Putin has pictures, right, of this guy getting Cleveland steamers. Google Cleveland steamer. That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And God only knows what's in the Epstein files. Yeah, no. Everybody else in this fucking cabinet knows what's on the Epstein files. That's right. This dude abusing kids. Yeah. You think that for 1 minute, they wouldn't have thrown those Epstein files out if it had videos of other people doing that to kids? No, of course they would throw it out in a second. But no. They know that Epstein's bestie, this guy right here, they have videos of him abusing kids. That's right. Your perv. The perv that you elected, they have videos of him abusing kids. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That's right. There you go. The pervert in chief. Yeah. In these clips, Stinky walks like an Egyptian. Right into a fucking wall. Check this out. Continue. Oh, exit stage left.
I said, hold up, wait a minute. I said, hold up, wait a minute.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Which way did he go, Louie? What's this?
I said, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay, this is your art of the deal guy. By the way, what the fuck is that goddamn infrastructure project you have going there? The art of the deal, okay? All right? This is the great negotiator. They are literally negotiating this fucking stupid bill, right? And he walks in to try to intervene. So listen to this. Listen to this guy that claims to be in tune with what's going on.
Which negotiation?
What negotiations? You have no idea. The ones that are going on right now, you fucking imbecile.
Over this bill. Oh, yeah, well, it's going to be. We're going to be putting it in soon, and I think we're going to have great support. We are making a couple of tweaks. I mean, we don't want to benefit Democrat governors, although I would do that if it made it better, but they don't know what they're doing.
Bro. Blue states support your lazy, mouth-breathing, meth-addicted, toothless imbeciles that vote for you. That's right. We pay for their meth, you fucking imbecile.
We don't want to do any damage to the state. We want to help local states, but we have governors that are from the Democrat party, let's say New York, and Illinois, big ones, and let's say Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom. Okay, Democrats, listen to me. The day you want to crack this motherfucker's nut, call me, and I'll give you some political consultation. Okay, now, if he opens his mouth and calls this guy Gavin Newsom again, right? What you have to refer to this guy as Dementia J Stinkfinger, who stinks. That's right. A diaper-ridden, functionally illiterate fool. Okay? Yeah, that's right. Call him Stinky. Yeah. Yeah. Don't refer to him as president. Refer to him as Stinky. That's right. That's right.
Job in California. We want to benefit the company. We want to benefit Republicans because they are the ones that are going to make America great again.
You're an idiot.
The Democrats.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
You see what I mean? This whole nanny boo-boo, I know you are, but what am I? Petty name calling. It's part of politics now. Use it. Oh, by the way, before I go, can you please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, please? And if you want a cool t-shirt or maybe one of these, go to mockingmagamorons.com and check out the website. Got a lot of products there that you can show your disdain for this prick. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.